Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Monday Night Wars. This is the WWF side. We'll be going to week 47 in just a second, but first I'm going to talk about what we missed on Raw Championship Friday. I don't review the shows that go up against not another show. Nitro has to go up against Raw for me to review both. So since this was a special Raw on a Friday, I didn't watch it. Not going to review it. I'm just going to talk about the things we missed on that Raw because I did watch it, but I can't review it in the same sense because it's not a part of the Monday Night Wars technically. Psycho Sid defeated Hunter Hearst Helmsley in a tournament. We also had the Mark Merrow defeat Stone Cold Steve Austin in a tournament. Brian Pillman did commentary on in that match. Mankind defeated Alex Porto, and Shawn Michaels defeated Goldust. So that's what we saw on the match on the night we skipped. Now we're going back to week 47. This is the 175th episode of Raw in its history. It went on the USA Network from Wheeling Civic Center in Wheeling, West Virginia. This Raw took place on September the 9th, 1996. Ratings were 2.4 for this Raw, and Nitro got a 3.7. WCW wins for the 11th week in a row here. So this is Raw's 11th loss in a row. They weren't on again 2 times where Nitro went on. Nitro got ratings of 4.3 and 4.2. On the WCW side, I went over the 2 Nitros that we missed because there was no Raws for 2 weeks. So I went over the 2 Nitros we missed there, just like I went over the Raw Championship Friday we missed. Now we're back on even keel. Raw and Nitro are against each other. And for this week, when Raw scored a rating, they got a 2.4. And as I said, Nitro got a 3.7. So again, WCW wins 11 weeks in a row. So this Raw that got a 2.4 was brought to you by Kevin Kelly, Jerry Lawler, and Jim Ross. They're doing the commentary again, are the trio. I guess Vince McMahon is missing. He's not on this Raw, and he hasn't been on the last Raw either, because they do their tapings. They usually have one live Raw in a 4-week span, and then they do the tapings for the other 3 Raws the same night. So since it's the same night, Vince McMahon hasn't been on back-to-back Raws. That's how they did it back then. Soon enough, Raw will be live every night, but that's not how it occurred back then in 96. Not in the fall of 96, anyway. To kick this off, we go back to the Intercontinental title tournament. The winner of this match, it's a quarterfinal match. The winner meets Psycho Sid in the semifinals. It's Farouk with Sonny versus Savio Vega in this Intercontinental title championship tournament. The winner was the Intercontinental Champion. Owen and Mark Merrow are in the semifinals of the other round. And like I said, Sid faces the winner of this match, Farouk and Savio Vega. Like Ross said, this isn't going to be exactly a scientific match. It was more of a brawl that turned into a mini war. Vega tried a spinning heel kick, but Farouk hit a spinebuster slam off the ropes. A near fall. Vega came back with fury of offense, but Farouk eventually got back in control and hit a reverse chin lock. Then he slammed Savio headfirst into the corner turnbuckle and it stopped his charge. He ate a boot in the corner and then a press slam. In the end, Farouk Assad defeated Savio Vega with the Dominator at 13:37. So I gave the match 2 stars and a quarter. It was a pretty good brawl. It lasted quite a while. So, 2 stars and a quarter for that one. They play a Mankind vignette for In Your House Mind Games. It looks like Vince McMahon was too busy for a lot of these episodes. So he's not on this show. So they have not only Kevin Kelly doing commentary, but they have, looks like, Carlos Cabrera doing in-ring interviews. He was definitely Spanish. I'm not going to say it was Cabrera for sure, but it was definitely a Spanish member of the broadcast team. He was interviewing HBK and Jose Lothario about mind games. Sean cuts a promo on Mankind. He basically says, "Don't hunt what you can't kill." And HBK says him and his clique will rise above Mankind and his rapid run in the World Wrestling Federation. So Shawn Michaels saying he's declaring war and he's going to beat Mankind In Your House Mind Games. The Stalker took on TL Hopper, 2 bad gimmicks. The Stalker is actually Barry Windham, a good big man wrestler and a terrible gimmick. Speaking of terrible gimmicks, I guess nothing is worse than his opponent. Only the Red Rooster, maybe. But TL Hopper, his manager is the Plunger, named Betsy. Yeah, that's a real thing. Owen Hart and Brian Pillman are on a split screen, thank God, or else we're just going to be watching the Stalker take on TL Hopper. And Owen and Pillman are cutting a promo, and Pillman keeps interrupting Owen, and Owen just smiles and doesn't want to interrupt Pillman, but Pillman just knows how to just stop talking so Owen Hart can talk. Owen says that he's reconciled with Bret Hart, and Jim Ross can't believe it, and he also Jim Ross also puts over the return of Diesel and Razor Ramon to the WWF. He basically says that he's sorry that he broke the news before the officials could. That was more interesting than anything that happened in this match. The Stalker wins at 3:28 with a superplex off the top rope. I gave the match half a star. That's being nice. Crush with Clarence Mason took on Freddie Joe Floyd. Crush made his return, of course, a week or two ago. Well, I can't say last week because there was no Raw for 2 weeks. But the last time Raw was on, before Raw Championship Friday, Crush had a victory, and now he's going to get another victory. The fans chant Jailbird at Crush. Crush with a big leg drop on Floyd, and he said he wasn't done with him. An Irish whip and a big boot to Floyd, and then a knockout punch. The heart punch from Crush gets it done. Pretty good squash match for Crush as he wins at 241. He rated it at 3/4 of a star. Then they show clips of Bob Backlund, who introduces the return of the Iron Sheik, the same man he beat for the WWF title back in the early 80s. Next up, you got The Undertaker taking on an undefeated Salvatore Sincere. Yes, Salvatore Sincere is main eventing Raw. I can't believe it either. It's Tom Brandi, is Salvatore Sincere. The Undertaker takes right hands from Sincere, who was undefeated at the time, but Taker grabbed his head and slammed him to the mat. They'd make notes that Undertaker is earnless and Paul Bearless because Paul Bear turned on the Undertaker at SummerSlam 96 with the urn. So Undertaker is just got not superpowers, but he's a faster wrestler without the urn. They didn't explain it very well, but that's how they have it. When Sincere got back in control, he went for an armbar on the Undertaker. Salvatore Sincere with more rights in the corner and stomped away at the dead man. Salvatore Sincere looked pretty good for a bit, but he Irish whipped Taker and hit a side Russian leg sweep. Goldust cuts a promo on a split screen about how Undertaker in the final curtain match at In Your House Mind Games is going to rest in peace, while Marlena quotes The Untouchables and says the year of the film too, just like Goldust would. Goldust says Undertaker will never forget the name of Goldust, and then does the Undertaker sits up and Salvatore Sincere gets a flying clothesline from the dead man who hits his signature offense. Sincere walks right into the glove. Then he gets the choke slam by the dead man. Undertaker signals for the end. And then he gets the tombstone where he puts his legs to the side of his head. Not where his head's in the middle of the legs, but where he's to the side. And the Undertaker nails Salvatore Sincere with the tombstone. And he defeated him, giving his first defeat on the WWF. He gave it a 1.25 for that match. The show closes with the dead man doing his pose for the creatures of the night, or whatever he calls his fans. This episode of Raw, again, scored a TV rating of 2.4 to Nitro's 3.7. It's the Raw's 11th loss in a row. This episode scores a quality rating of 4 out of 10. A couple of squashes with Taker beating Salvatore Sincere, and the show starting on ending on a simple notes with no controversy, no run-ins, just basically the Undertaker winning and then the lights going out and Taker doing a pose. So the fact that there's no controversy to start the show or to end the show, and we only got one good tournament match, and that was Farouk versus Savio Vega. It didn't really expel the most exciting Raw. I'm going to give this Raw 4 out of 10 quality-wise. I don't really think it deserves anything higher than that. I've been pretty decent to Raw. I've been giving it 5 out of 10s when it should have got 4 out of 10s, but I can't do that with every Raw, especially when I'm looking at the quality of Monday Night Nitro that's going up against it. The Monday Night Nitro episodes are just so much better at the time. So if you're enjoying these reviews, thank you so much. Keep hitting like and subscribe, and or comment on them if you remember them. Or if you don't remember them but you think they're a good review, comment in the comment section. Always will encourage that. That's always happy for me to see that. See that kind of business going on. It helps the algorithm with the videos and all that, comments and likes. So I certainly would invite you to do that if you feel like it. Anyways, that's it for this Raw review. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next Raw review. This one, again, scored a 2.4 to Nitro's 3.7 in the ratings. And, again, a quality rating of just 4 out of 10. But, yeah, hit like and subscribe and keep following along the Monday Night Wars. This is Raw's 11th loss in a row. Is it going to be 12 losses in a row? Well, with the way NWO, WCW, Monday Night Nitro is going and the way Raw is going, it looks like it's going to be. So tune in for that, though, and we'll make it entertaining. I'm Brett Mix. Thanks for watching this review, and I'm out.